Welcome back to another video here in the NRRA Valvoline Cup Series. We are here for the Brickyard 400, a race that is had two very different sides the two times I've been here. My first ever time being here, I won the race, but I led by 10 seconds and there were no cautions. It was one of the quickest and most boring races I've ever been a part of in this league. And then last season, obviously, one of the most controversial regarding the league, as it was the final game with a dev of our own. Uh, that was the whole soaring situation, all that. There's been a lot of controversy over this track. There was a chance at the beginning of the season that we were going to race the road course, but luckily, after doing a fall league race, we decided, yeah, we're keeping the Brickyard 400. So we are back for the 400, and this time I'm just going to get it out of the way. It was much better than any of the two races that I've been a part of so far. So please go ahead and watch. It is a very good race. The product is very good. And we don't have crazy crash outs this time. So with that being said, like, sub, watch the races on either this YouTube channel that you're watching the video on right now, or my Twitch, which I have down in the description. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Here for this race today, Smile beat me out for pole by, I want to say, 8 thousandths of a second, something like that. I just barely missed out on pole. So you see me and him starting in the front row, and then two Toyotas behind. We all kind of jumped. We all had to get on the brakes there on the initial start. But two Toyotas, one of them being red font back there, which he's been kind of shocking a couple people. Has had some good qualifying, had a bit of good racing so far. And one thing I didn't mention in the intro, this is the in-season finale. The in-season challenge finale here. You have Iron and Colonel in the finale. Obviously, Iron was able to escape Talladega. He beat out Smile, I think. Then he was able to get past me at Sonoma. And then a last lap move on King at Pocono got him to the championship. And then Colonel, the last seed, the 12th seed, fairy tale stories the entire way, looking to get herself a accomplishment in this league. But as we complete lap one, I have taken the lead. Iron's fallen back a little bit. Hank is now up to third place. Keep your eyes on that leaderboard the entire time. Iron is 27 Mania on the leaderboard, and Colonel is Hunter Bro. So if you ever need to look to see who is currently leading in that, that's how you check. I kept getting in the wall during this race as well. I'm just going to say that a lot. I get in the wall a lot here. You see, we're kind of swerving a lot. There's massive runs coming from everywhere. You saw Hank a good probably 10, 15 miles an hour faster than I was going into 3. Got a bump draft from him, but then I put myself in the wall basically. See, there's the 43 Colonel. She is somewhat up here. She's in what I would consider the mid-pack right now. I've fallen. There's now I squeezed up into the wall, and I am losing positions fast now all of a sudden. But you see a lot of people in this race. I don't know if you guys could tell. There was an oddly red and blue car in the back. Yes, that is the number 3 of Nubify. He decided for some reason he would race today. I think no matter how many times we put stuff in the rule book about one-offs and rules about what you can do as a driver and how to be eligible for driving, Nubify will always get past it because Dylan runs the league and everybody is fine with Nubify driving for the most part. You see, just as I went down that back straightaway, I was just getting a train ran on me. Is now Tanuki puts Colonel on the wall. I kind of helped out a little bit with it. But yeah, the draft here is a crazy factor. You see, everyone is spread out now. So now it's about, can you avoid the wall enough and get a draft, get a large toe down a straightaway to get up to someone. You see, that's what I was able to do to Hank here. Not going to put him in the wall, but he does get a better run on the outside. that is something I did know a little bit about coming into this weekend, and as you saw with Hank and me right there, there is a way to battle on the outside at Indy. In real life, you would never think in a million years you could battle on an outside line at Indy, but it is very much possible to do. If anyone ever saw the stream of the Fall League race, you would have seen me overtake three people on the outside to win the race during an overtime attempt. And as you saw just now in that past lap, Hank got around me on the outside. I was able to get around Tanuki on the outside. But now we have caught up to both Smile and Irons now. Hank gets the wall, just about collects me and Tanuki in a wreck, but I'm able to get past Hank here. Irons seem to have bottomed out a little bit in that corner, so I have a better run out of two, and now I have the draft. I'm going to see what can I do here to kind of fake him out. I faked high a little bit, now went low, and now I'm going to kind of run into him a little bit. He was able to force Smile up the track, but now I'm on this inside. I'm looking to just get past Smile real quick and catch up to Iron. He does get a better exit than me, but because of all this draft, I'm just going to catch right back up. You see Smile, that visual interval to me is closing. Now my visual interval to Iron is closing. I'm going to just sit right behind him, but he moves up the track a tiny bit, so I'm going to take advantage of it. He doesn't get in the wall, but I got a push from Smile, which kept me even with Iron through the corner. I'm going to get another push from him, and now I'm going to keep Iron out of the wall. So now I've got TNR cars right behind me. You know they're going to push me instead of Iron. None of them want to push Iron, especially when they've got a teammate right there. So now I try and open up my entry to make sure I can get a good exit, especially compared to the people behind, and I do. So now into four, I have a large gap to these guys, about probably half a second. Now you see, I look back, they are all now fighting with each other. It is the front pack, but I have now gotten away. So we're going to skip ahead here to lap 14 when finally Tanuki and a couple of the others have finally found some speed and caught up. They have gotten single file and drafted up to me. You see, I get in the wall. They're out of one. Tanuki gains a little bit, but you see, I'm not running the very, very low side, and I'm having arguably a better run out of the corner than them. You see, I'm trying to see how breaking the draft works in this game. I don't think it really does. But that was something I did. I cut out a lot of it here in stage one, but after I got past them, I tested out breaking the draft. It's something that you see a lot in the Indy 500 in real life. You see all the Indy cars, they would be swerving. It'd be a snake coming down the front stretch here. But now to the final lap of stage one here. There are 5 of us actually all in this pack. It's Tanuki, Smile, Hank, and Iron that are all up here. Tanuki, Smile, they're going to fight here, which is going to allow me to get out ahead for the moment, get some distance between us. But now you see, they're going to have draft. Both of them are going to have draft. Even though it doesn't look like Tanuki will, he is going to get a bit of draft. But Smile has more of it. He's not going to get clear of Tanuki. I'm able to just take my regular line again. But I mess it up. I have to check up so I don't hit the wall. And now Tanuki, Smile, they're close. Tanuki able to get past Smile here. I get on the curb, whatever you want to call it here at Indy, but I'm able to block off Tanuki at the line. You see, they're moving a lot. Iron is now here. All of a sudden, photo finish behind me. I win stage one, but a huge photo finish for second, third, fourth, all of that behind. And then I'm going to leave this in because it was something that just decided to keep happening. The cooldown room is out right now for this race. It's King dying. So, yeah, King dies a lot this race because of that. But here, after the pit stops, I stayed in P1. I don't think I show any yellow flag pit stops, but I do stay out in front. Smile did not get a good start at all. The two TNR cars right behind Iron both had a good start. So now I've got to just sit on this low side. I was debating whether the low side or high side was better on a restart. I was on both ends during this race. I never really could tell whether which was better, because you see here, I was on the low side here, and I had an extremely good restart, but you saw at the start of the race, I was able to get past Smile on the outside at the start of the race. So it might just be me knowing how to get around people right away, or it might just be they're choking. I don't know. Some is just different, it feels like. But yeah, you already see the visual gap is very large. So we're going to skip ahead a couple more laps onto lap 19. Iron is caught up to me. And now it's just a matter of, can I defend someone this race? I haven't had to defend too much this race. I defended at the end of stage 1, but I was really catching up most of that stage and not really defending. So I know I can get through traffic, but can I defend the traffic behind if I am not able to run away? So this is my first big test of the race, really, is now I have to make sure Iron can't get past me. You see, through 3, I didn't have as good of a corner, and through 4 here, he's going to have the very similar corner that he had to me, and he's able to get all this draft down this front straightaway. You see, I'm swerving a lot, and this is not the video. This is me lagging. I come back right as Red Font's right in front of me. I lagged out there, couldn't see what was happening. I was very fortunate that I didn't just plow into Red Font, who was merging at the time. That could have been disaster for me. It could have been disaster for Red Font. It could have given him a gigantic penalty for something that happened on my end. But you see now, Iron has all this draft. I defend low here, making sure he can't get past. And I find a move here. I went a tad bit slower than usual. Iron got in the back of me, and his car slowed down a lot, and my car gained a lot of speed for some reason. So you see, there's already a decently sized gap between me and Iron, so now I'm kind of putting that in my back pocket for the end of the race in case I need it. Because I feel like right now, with how Stage 2 is currently going, I'm going to need some sort of move to pull off at the end of the race to make sure nobody can get past me. But, like I was already saying earlier, I keep looking back. Iron is already coming back into frame right here down this backstretch. There he is, the bottom of your screen, catching all of that time back from what he lost in that corner 1 lap ago. See, already about 3 car lengths back. He brakes a lot more than me, sets up his exit a lot. So now he has a lot of speed coming out of the corner and is going to have all sorts of draft here down this front stretch. I'm going to make a semi-late block, force him to go high, because I don't think he knows how to run the high line, and he doesn't. I'm able to keep him up there, run right past him. But now I mess up the entry here. Luckily, Iron doesn't take advantage of it, and I'm able to stay ahead here. So now Iron gets another shot here down the backstretch. Lots of draft. Setting up a move to the low side possibly. Comes back in line. You see, our braking zone is very similar here at this track. He's trying to see if he can catch up a little bit before we get to the front stretch. And there's a tiny mistake for me that's going to allow him to do that. I get in the wall again. Now I basically just force him into the outside. But here comes Smile. As me and Iron were battling, Smile's now caught up. I somehow got in front of Iron here. Now he is going to get in the back of me. Smile's going to push Iron way out of the way, and it's going to slow both of them down. So now I'm going to try and run away. You see Smile sent it really deep. Doesn't actually get in the wall, but his exit is not great. You see Iron way back there. I think that is because of when Smile walled him. But now it's a fight between me and Smile at the moment, sort of. You can call it a fight if you want. I'm still very much ahead, and he is not gaining time on me so far. I'm staying away from him, keeping distance until right now. He's able to catch a lot through 4. So now, again, like I was talking about with Iron, he has all of this draft that he has built up that he can catch up to me pretty quickly, close the gap to a very manageable amount here. But you see, he's not able to really gain. I've got enough speed to stay ahead, and that's kind of what I was getting at earlier. I know I have the speed to get through around people, and I feel I have the speed to get away from people. It's just a matter of whether I can defend people if they get close enough, like Smile's going to right here, but he backs off a crap ton in the corner. But I have to back off a little bit on exit. Smile gets in the wall, which means I'll keep my distance to him. But again, you see, I'm able to run away, not make mistakes, which allows me to keep the distance to someone like Smile. But as this is all happening, you see the interval for Iron is slowly closing in, which is not something I want to see. I do not want to have him coming up here and battling me towards the end. I don't want to have to battle Iron because I know he has the speed to catch up to me very easily. You see him back there getting all this draft from Smile and technically me as well. That's how this game works. You get draft based on how many players are in front of you. But you see Smile, all that draft again, able to catch up down the straight. But now this time he's able to catch a lot during the corner because I messed up a tiny bit. So now Smile is caught up, but I'm able to get away from him once again. But you see Iron is caught up to Smile a bit. And I told Smile in the VC during the race, try and hold up Iron a little bit. Don't wreck him or anything, but make it hard to pass you. But that doesn't really happen here. He goes way up the track. Iron, I believe, is to his inside right now. We'll know here when I look back here in a second. You see Iron right there pretty much. Smile getting all this draft. Iron's going to come into frame any moment now. He has all this draft as well. Smile, right behind back bumper. I defend the inside. Smile stays on the outside. Iron gets to his inside, but luckily Smile's able to use a bit of a run off the outside to get past. So now he attacks me, but can't get past. I mess up the corner a little bit, allows Smile to stay right there with me, but now it is a very competitive 3-car battle for the lead. Smile looking to make a move, doesn't. He's just going to push me instead, and he's going to slow down Iron incidentally with his braking marker wherever he decides to brake in the corner, and I am able to get away here down through turn 2. Now down the backstretch, they are far away. They're going to need a very big bump draft to catch me here. It's just a matter if I can get away enough where I'm not worrying about them, I'm just worrying about racing my line and getting through as fast as I can. And I'm able to right now. You see a pretty good line there through 3 and another really solid corner in turn 4. And I have increased the gap between both of them. They are going to fight, and we are going to skip ahead to the final lap of the race through turn 4 off of exit. You see Smile caught up a tiny bit, got past Iron, but it was not enough. Too little too late for the stage. I sweep the stages here at Indianapolis. As now, after pit stops happened, stage 3, double the amount as a regular stage so far in this race. We are going to have to pit at some point. Is now Iron gets a better start than me. Smile once again a horrible start. So now since Iron's passed, he's able to get away a little bit. I'm going to just about clear up on Tanuki. I put him in the wall a little bit. Luckily, I don't get me or him wrecked there. But now Iron is away, so now I've got to go up and catch again. I haven't had to really catch anyone since stage 1. Everyone's been behind me since the start of stage 2. So now you see, caught up to Iron a lot in turn 3 there. So now I'm right behind him, trailing his back bumper in 4. Set up a little higher in turn 4 because I know he's going to check up a little bit out of the exit if I do this. And it does work. So now I'm going to plan to move. I make sure I get the angle. He's going to make an extremely aggressive block. Almost put me in the inside wall, which is just kind of odd to do. You don't really do that ever. So now Iron just going to run up the track. Doesn't make sure he's clear here. So now I have to make another move here because I'm going to get the draft, especially when Tanuki's going to give me a bit of an air push here. So now I feel like there's the push from Tanuki. I'm going to get to Iron. I go to the inside. He makes another stupid block. Completely messes both of us up. And now we're both going to go into the wall. Tanuki's just going to go right past both of us. Iron making both of our races a living hell after making some stupid blocks. So now I'm not wanting to put up with Iron too much longer. I just want to get past this guy any way I can without fully wrecking him. So now I'm just going to go to the inside here, and I'm not going to give him much room out of the exit. I'm just going to run him up the track, but I'm going to get myself wrecked doing so. I'm just going to slow both me and him up a lot. But at the time, I was just laser focused on being pissed at Iron, and then I make some stupid blocks on King. Everyone starts swallowing me up here down this back stretch. You see, that is Colonel, I believe, merging in, which means Colonel will be ahead of Iron. I haven't really talked about it all race since the start, but Colonel Iron, they are fighting for the in-season tournament challenge. They are trying to get another accomplishment here, but Colonel so far not looking like it's going to happen for her. It doesn't look like she's going to get lucky, at least not right now. But now I'm looking to try and get it to Iron, and I just bump him out of the way this time. I don't even wait to do anything. I just bump him out of the way, kind of door him again, and just get away from him because I did not want to deal with Iron too much anymore. I got in the wall again, which is going to allow him there, and then I make my own kind of block that emulates what Iron was doing through this race. So now I'm making sure I stay ahead. He tries going to the inside, basically brake checks King, and he's going to ruin both of their corners here. He gets in the wall. Now I'm able to run away from those two and try and catch up to the leaders, two of them being my teammates of Smile and Tanuki. Both of them have 2 wins on the season. I still only have 1 win at the moment. I'm trying to get into their category at the moment. You see, out of turn 4 here, you're going to see Queso go around, and he's going to get hit by someone else, and he's going to cause a caution. We are going to cross the line here with 24 laps to go. It is not enough time to make it all the way. You see, once again, King's going to die here. There he goes. But a couple people make pit stops here. Oda, I think, was the biggest name out of all of them that pit. They still have to come down during this race. Based off of what I was able to find during some practice and during the race, about 18 laps was how much I estimated to make until you run out of fuel. We still have 24 laps to go. That's 6 laps of fuel that they would have to save. I know Oda was able to stretch it a little bit last time out at Pocono. He was able to run 23 laps, which was the max that I was able to find. So He was running very close to empty at the end of that race, but there's no way any of them are going to be able to save 6 laps, especially at a track like Indianapolis, a very technical but drafting style track that you have to be full throttle at if you want to be competitive. But now you see Smile trying to break the draft, and that just doesn't work. You see, I'm catching him. You see the visual interval just a bit that's closing down that front stretch into turn 1. I don't really gain too much in turn 1, but turn 2, I'm going to gain through the middle of the corner. It's going to allow me to be closer here. See Smile, he's going to jump out of line to try and break draft, and this is where I tell him, hey, it does not work in this game. So now, closing up to his back bumper, I'm going to look at an outside move. Doesn't happen on entry, but on exit, I don't get in the wall, and around the outside I go. Shades of Fall League, both me and Smile, it almost perfectly recreated, just about. Smile, I made a move on the outside during Fall League to win the race. I mentioned it earlier. Now I'm using the outside line in the middle of the actual Brickyard 400 to try and get past and make the pass for the lead. See, I don't get in the wall here, and I'm going to get past Smile, a move you don't see very often in Indianapolis, especially in NASCAR, is now I am gone from them. Red font up in third, but now we're going to skip ahead here to lap 45. I am going to come down in pit right now. You see fuel at 18%. We've got 16 laps to go. We'll be 15 after I come down and pit, which should be plenty of fuel to make it to the end. You see a lot of people follow us down. I don't believe anyone really got any speeding penalties during this, but I am going to show this entire green flag pit stop here because there is a chance I can get past here. There's an easy chance I can lose the lead if I screw up the pit stop. I have the second stall. Smile has the first stall. It's going to be a race off of pit road between us on who can make it. You see, 100% in the fuel tank for me. I'm waiting to get released. There I go. You see Smile right there as well. He's on my quarter panel. We have to use this runoff to get onto the track. I get past Smile, and I'm going to keep the lead here, and hopefully I'm going to be able to run away a bit as we get up to speed. Hopefully gain some time as we go. You see Smile able to stay with me here a bit. And you see more lag. That's not even the video. That's just my game physically lagging at the moment. There have been some moments here in the last 2-3 weeks that I have been lagging an insane amount out of nowhere. Game basically freezing. But you see, luckily that time it was down a straight and only for about a second. There was no traffic in front of me, and I was able to get away here. So we're going to skip ahead here to lap 55, coming to lap 56. Smile has caught up a little bit. He's been able to stay with me about half a second or a second behind, but hasn't been able to get close enough to battle yet. Is now he finally is closed the gap enough where it's about a car length or two away from me. You see, gains a lot through the middle and exit of the corner. Actually loses a little bit on exit, but still about a car length and a half separating us. Now less than a car length between us. He's going to try and gain, but through turn 3, we start having a bit of discussion in the TNR chat about some strategy and things that are happening around the track.
Yo, I don't know if I have enough fuel to make it all the way.
How much do you have?
18.
Brother! No,
No.
you don't. You don't. You don't.
What did you pit for?
18 is like
What?
2 laps
Did he
worth of
pit for
fuel.
50?
Dude.
There's a car into the
Okay.
pit wall. There's a car into the
Are
pit wall.
you
Calm this
kidding?
down. Calm
Are
this down.
you?
Yes, that's what I needed.
It was queso.
Dude.
God.
So you see there, not what me and Smile wanted, but as you could hear, helps Tanuki a lot. As you see, King's gonna die again. Sorry, not sorry, but yeah, both Hank and Tanuki really needed that, and both me and Smile didn't want that because we were way out ahead of everyone ready to fight. Is now we're gonna get a countdown, even though people aren't ready. I back up so that people won't go here. Dylan still gives the go command, and people start going. See, people like me and Oda, and even King as well. We're just not, or that's Iron. Iron wasn't ready. Me and Oda both knew this, yet everybody decided to go. Dylan just went with the whole age verification thing. I had to relay to someone like Dega that they weren't ready, but Dylan still wasn't able to see it, even though I said something to Dega. I thought Dega said something to Dylan, but I guess nothing happened. So we re-stack back to our original order here. 4 laps, to go in the Brickyard 400. Smile looking for his first. Iron looking for his first crown jewel of the season. He has not won a crown jewel in D1 yet. He's looking to get that, and he's trying to win the in-season challenge still. I haven't brought it up much because nothing has really happened with it other than the couple of times they were near each other. But you see, I run away here already on this restart. Iron and Smile battle, but now you see Iron a huge toe down the backstretch with Smile following right behind him, but Iron's going to screw up a bit. Now Smile to his inside. They are going to keep battling, and I'm going to just get away here, but I graze the wall a tiny bit. I'm going to slow down, but you see that white and red car right there, that is Colonel. She is fighting with Iron for position. All of a sudden, they are side by side for the in-season challenge. Rover's up in third. That's something else that was shocking to a lot of people all of a sudden. I'm still trying to run away from Smile here. You see, I'm keeping the distance away, but I know he's going to have a toe down this backstretch. But again, Iron and Colonel fighting, as you see, still side by side between those two. Rover's back in that pack now. It is absolute chaos between them. It's a hornet's nest back there. You see, I'm keeping my distance from Smile. I get away from him a little bit here, and I'm going to keep the distance on this lap. But I'm going to look back once again. They are fighting. Colonel is actually way ahead of Iron now. It's like 4 or 5 positions ahead of Iron. That was Rover that you actually saw on the way low side. Iron in 9th place. Meanwhile, Colonel is in 3rd. It's 6 positions separating them. 2 laps to go, and Iron's got a lot of things that he's got to do to get past Colonel for the championship of the in-season challenge. Colonel looking like she might get one more lucky break in the championship round of the in-season tournament. She's looking for some sort of accomplishment in the league. She hasn't done much so far as a rookie, but now she has a chance to put her name in the record books, basically. The first in-season challenge we've done could be the first winner, and as a rookie of all people. You see, me and Smile distance ourselves. They are fighting back there. The white flag is out. One more time to go at the Brickyard. I've just got to run my normal line to win this race, but the focus is in the back. Colonel only 2 positions ahead of Iron. Queso separates them at the line. You see, Smile has not even gotten into frame this entire lap. It's pretty certain I'm going to get ahead, but you see back there, it looked like Colonel and Iron were side by side. Iron moved King out of the way at Pocono last week, even though he didn't even try to. It was a MWRT bug that kind of screwed over Iron. As you see, now I messed up a little bit, but luckily Smile messes up as well. So I'm going to come through out of turn 4, down this front stretch. I'm going to win the Brickyard, and they're going to wreck behind. And that's Colonel that makes it through. Iron, red font, multiple people collected. Colonel is going to come through to win the in-season challenge. Sorry, it was Hank, but Colonel crosses the line first out of them. I go flying. I immediately go to spectate to see what happened. But Colonel is your in-season champ. I am the winner of the Brickyard 400, and Iron has another hypothetical win.